Hello and welcome once again to the channel of truth. Yeah, actually we are here to answer questions, basic questions that have been asked by all sort of people. Okay. First of all, most people be like, is Dubai a country? Hell no. Dubai is not a country. Okay, Dubai is not even the capital of the country that we are talking about. The country is the United Arab Emirates. Okay, the country is UAE, and the capital of this country is Abu Dhabi, and Dubai happens to be one of the cities of the country, but not the capital city of the country. So Dubai is not a country but a city in the United Arab Emirates. Okay, so the second question also goes like, do you speak Arabic? Nahi, 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 nahi. No, I don't speak Arabic. Okay, I don't speak Arabic, and I actually, there are some kind of expressions that we use. Though you speak the English language, they are able to understand. If you've watched my video on English, I actually made this comedy skit about a language I was speaking. I was mixing English with Hindi and then Pakistan language. Okay, so we kind of merge these languages and then make it one just to express ourselves. The next question be like, what is the weather like? Well, the weather, this place is a desert, as you all know. You know, UAE is actually built on a desert, and you know the weather here is a kind of very scorchy, like very hot, especially between May and then October. You know, the summer is very serious. The summer season here is very serious. For a period of about 4 to 5 months, you get to experience a very hot weather, very hot weather. Sometimes we are able to climax up to about 45 degrees Celsius here in the UAE. Charlie, it's not easy. Sometimes you'll be walking in the sun and you feel like just passing out or collapsing. It's not advisable to walk out on the sun when it's summer or during these days. The UAE government has some sort of break during these times. So the weather is very hot, but not always hot. UAE is a place like there are cold weather sometimes, like when from October, November, December, the weather is kind of normal. It gets normal. It gets on a flat scale, and you get to feel a bit cold sometimes, and then sometimes it gets hot. Actually, not that hot as in the summer season, but from October to December, you get a normal weather, just like Harmattan back in Ghana. Yeah, Harmattan is like the Harmattan season. It's a bit dry, but not too hot. Okay, and from January, February, March to April, you chance upon a very cold weather. So that's it. That's it for the weather. It's okay. It's okay. People also ask, is it safe? Seriously, I would say UAE or Dubai is the safest, if not the safest place to be in. It will be one of the safest places ever to live in the world. Seriously, Charlie, it's like that. There is no doubt about that. Their security system, everything is just on point. Everything is on point. It's so safe. You have no murder reports, you have no robbery cases, like people reporting that. Just that sometimes we do hear certain news that some group of people, sometimes I don't want to mention any nationality, but sometimes we hear that there's been this kind of robbery, or people break into banks to rob or something of the sort, but they don't succeed. Even if you succeed at it, you'll be arrested at the end of the day. You wouldn't go long, you wouldn't go far, you'll be arrested at the end of the day. So it's probably one of the best, and then the safest place in the world. So big ups, whatever, to the government of UAE and the people of the country for being this peaceful and then making it a safer place for people to live. Okay, so the next one is, what is it like to live in Dubai? Well, if you ask me what it is like to live in Dubai, I'll tell you that Dubai is an Islamic country, as we all know. It's governed by Islamic rules, okay? And if you are able to abide by the rules and regulations of the country, ja, you're good to go. You can live here as long as you want to live. It's a very innovative place. You can actually make fortune here in UAE, like Dubai. You can make fortune here, and the cost of living is almost the same as in back home in some of the European and then the American countries. You chance upon spending less and then doing things in accordance. So if you ask me, living in Dubai is okay. You get to meet new sort of people. You get to meet people from different nationalities and all that. Okay, and if you're able, like I said earlier, if you're able to stay or stick to the rules or the laws of the country, it's a good place to live. Not exposing yourself to social vices, not taking in alcohol. It's unlawful to drink alcohol and then hover around disturbing other people and then causing problems, disturbances, doing all sort of unlawful acts. It could land you in jail. You could be in very serious trouble for doing these things. Okay, so and when it comes to culture, you can't just, as a lady, you can't just take off your shirt and walk bare-chested like we do in most of our beaches. So I think if you are law abiding, if you can abide by these rules, you stay out of alcohol, you stay off of drugs, you stay off of women. Here also you can't just be having indiscriminate sex about. It's not done that way here. Like if I tell you the place is governed by Islamic rules, you should understand they are very particular about their morals. If you don't respect the rules, you could land yourself in very hot soup or deep shit. I shouldn't say that. You could land yourself in very big trouble. Okay, you could land yourself in very big trouble. So that is it if you ask me what it is like living in Dubai. The next question is, can you drink alcohol? Whoa. Can you drink alcohol? Like, seriously, it is not totally prohibited to drink alcohol, but if you want to drink alcohol here, you should have a license. Actually, no policeman is going to ask you where is your license for drinking alcohol as you walk about. Okay, the only instance where you will be questioned, especially when you are a resident here, is when you cause some kind of disturbance, or you become unlawful after drinking, or when you drink and you disturb the peace of others. That is where you are being questioned about your license for drinking. Okay, yes, you require a license to drink alcohol here. So do you require a license to operate as an alcohol vendor. Okay, it is not totally prohibited, but you require a license to do that. And one law about this alcoholism is, if you drink alcohol, you make sure you do it in your room, so that you don't cause any stir, or you don't disturb others because of your drunkenness, or because you're drunk you don't need to disturb the peace of another. If you disturb the peace of another and you're being reported to the authorities, okay, you could be in very big trouble. So it's not advisable to drink alcohol and then cause problems outside. Okay, so you can drink, you require a license, and you don't drink to disturb others, you don't cause problems. Dubai is okay, but when you go to Sharjah, sometimes it's very dry. When you drink indiscriminately, you could be in very big trouble. So if you ask me of alcohol, that is what it is. Okay. So the next question is, how is the driving, and can women drive? Yeah. The driving system here is okay. You just don't drive without license, and then yes, of course, women do drive here a lot of women. I actually, the number of women I see driving here is just a lot. Women are with equal rights as men. Like, when it comes to driving, it's okay. All you need is your license, you pass your driving test, and then you have a car, you're good to go. You also obey the road signs and then the traffic rules. Okay, you don't cross red lights, and then you don't overspeed. If you're able to observe all these things, ciao, you're good. You're good to go. You can drive as you wish, wherever you want to go, and then, that's it. Okay. The next question is, Is everyone in Dubai rich? Earlier I told you I don't own a car. It doesn't mean I don't want a car or I don't need a car. I do. Everybody wishes to own a car by himself so that he can move around, freely without, any form of traffic or any sort of, hindrances. Okay. So I don't own a car because, my salary is not up to that standard where I can purchase a car and then maintain it. Yeah, I can buy a car, I can save and then buy a car, but as to how to maintain a car and then get myself a driving license, I have family back home, okay? I'd rather stay dry and then save up some money to, support my family back home. Yeah, so not everybody in Dubai is rich, no. There are the super rich people, there are rich people, there are middle class people, there are, and then there are those of us who are down there. Yeah, sometimes some people here in the UAE make a monthly, return or a monthly ending of about 90,000, 100,000 dirhams each and every month. No, I can't compare myself to them. They make 90,000, 100,000 dirhams each and every month. I can't compare myself to them. No, there are super rich people, there are rich people, there are middle class people, and then there are the lower class people who work in the, should I say, the construction companies, the factories, the helpers and stuff like that. So yeah, if you ask me, not everybody in Dubai is rich. There are rich people, and there are those who are not super rich. But even if you aren't rich, talk of these helpers, their salaries at the end, like $200, $350. I mean, it's able to, feed them and then help them send back home. Like, as compared back home, like as compared to their home countries, it's not easy having such amount of money as a monthly earning. So if they're able to make such money here, I think it's a cool deal for them. It's cool job, okay? So the low income person here, even the low income person here, is doing well when it comes to, fending for himself and that of his family. So not everybody here in the UAE or in Dubai is rich, okay? And the next question is, what is the cost of living? This question has two answers to it, okay? Two answers in the sense that, there are places that the rich men play to, okay, and there are places that if you're not that rich, you play to, okay. Assuming I want to buy a piece of bread, okay, I can get a piece of bread for 1 dirham here, at one point where the less rich or less privileged people play to, okay, for 1 dirham, okay. And then with the same bread, when I go to the place where rich people play, I can get it for about 10 dirham, okay. So I need to stay in my lane. If this is what I can afford, that is what I buy for myself. I don't necessarily need to go and purchase a 10 dirham bread because I am in Dubai. No, there are places that you can actually buy at a very low cost. So the cost of living depends on you, the individual in the country. Okay, so what is there to do? There is a lot to do here in the United Arab Emirates. Okay, especially Dubai, Abu Dhabi, and then Sharjah, Fujairah, Ras Al Khaimah. There is a lot of things here that you can do, okay, depending on your kind of qualification and then your interest and the kind of job that you have at hand, okay. You can actually go, skydiving. You can go to desert safari sometimes to have fun. You can visit the Burj Khalifa, where you chance upon, meeting loads of people. You can visit the playgrounds. You can go to the malls, see things that you haven't seen in your life. Like, there are lots of things that you can actually do here in the UAE that you have never had the chance to do before. Okay, so if you ask me, there is a lot to do. It depends on you, the individual, the kind of work you do, your salary earned, and what your interests are. Okay, so what is school like? Okay, when it comes to school, I actually wasn't recruited here as a student. Okay, I came here to work. But when it comes to school, there are European schools, there are American schools, and then there are schools for the locals. Okay, there are schools for the locals, and your choice of school depends on you. Like, if you want an American school for your child, you want an European school for your child, or you want a local school for your child. It depends on what you want, your interest. Whatever you want, you get. Okay, whatever you want, you get it. How you want it. So it's okay here. School is okay. If the chance, I have friends who have their kids in school here, and they are doing fabulously well. So school is okay here. Okay, all right. So with these 12 answers to your questions, most frequently asked questions, I think we would have to end here and say, if you have any other questions to ask me, just drop them in the comment section. Don't feel shy. Don't be shy to drop them in the comment section. I'll answer them with time. Okay, and I am most grateful to have you as a family here on my page. If you haven't subscribed yet, do well to subscribe to my channel so that you get updates on daily things that happen here in the UAE. My name is Kofi Dechi, and until we meet again, stay blessed, stay focused, and stay out of trouble. Ciao.